Welcome back, dudes. Hope you guys are doing well. Doing a little bit of VA ops using the Navajo today. For Walker Air, if you guys are interested, I've got a link down below on Twitch, and I'll put one in the link, the video on YouTube to the website. There's a ton of charter options, which I've been doing more of than the actual airline flying, because you can choose whatever your start destination you want, as well as your arrival. You're not kind of stuck to where your last flight ended. Plus, I tend to find G8 airplanes a little bit more fun to fly. And yesterday we flew the 732, and that was kind of a stressful flight. So today it's super easy. It's going to be a direct VFR flight with the Navajo. Haven't done anything, as you can see. We still got the static objects and everything. The door's open. We'll get in there and do some stuff. I'll kind of treat this like kind of a real flight. Not flying today again in real life. There's like this really slow moving low pressure front that's just stationary kind of over the southeast. Tomorrow is supposed to be rainy as well, and then after that's done on Friday it's going to be super sunny, but there's a high pressure front, cold weather moving through, and that's going to cause it to be really windy, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fly then. So freaking a whole week of doing nothing but studying for the instrument test, the knowledge test, which really isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Scores are pretty decent. So we're going to do some stuff to prepare for that as well today, starting with figuring out our density altitude here. And the easiest way to do that is pressure altitude plus 120 times the difference between the outside air temperature and the standard ISA temperature. So ISA, International Standard Atmosphere, means your pressure is 29.902, and the outside temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. So for us, it's going to be, I'll have to get the airplane started up to get our ATIS. But for pressure altitude, we'll set this to 2902. That's the easiest way to do this. So pressure altitude is 7,000. We'll call it 300. 7,300 and about 78, something like that. And once we get the plane started, we'll finish our density altitude conversion. It really wouldn't be much of an issue for us because this plane is turbocharged and can pretty much fly up into the low flight levels. So I'm not too worried about that. First thing I do, turn the batteries on. Make sure that the fuel gauges are reading. Where is the fuel quantity? Fuel pressure. Fuel flow, hello. Oh yeah, on the overhead. There we go, and we're going to switch to the outboard tanks too for startup. And do lights tests. Anti-collisions are already on, and we'll turn on the recognition lights too. Beacon and the strobes work, we're good. Turn those guys off. And batteries, oh, let's set our flaps too. We're doing a walk around. Fly position indicator. There we go, those are set. Batteries off. Then I'm going to do the walk around outside, but I'm not going to do that for brevity's sake. Already started the smart car system, so I think the flight is already started. And we can get rid of our static objects. And close the passenger doors, see us in the cockpit. Yeah, boy. We got about 600 pounds of fuel, and I put a payload for roughly 6 passengers, which is what I think I've got on the flight for us. And 2, start up, back to the batteries. Anti-collision. Go full forward on the throttle. I want the mixture full rich, and we'll leave the props full fine. Basically going to turn on the fuel pumps for 5 seconds. Fuel pressure went full up there. That means we're primed and ready to go. Bring back the fuel condition. And we'll start with engine number 2. Mags on. Grab this little lever. Hit the starter. Bring. There we go. That's a good start. We'll get that alternator on. Do the same thing for engine number 1. good start. Left alternator. So all the lights on our panel are off. We're going to lean this a little bit. Bring our volume down. So this is a little unrealistic. The EGT should not have spiked that high with this fuel setting, with our manifold pressure that low. That's fine. And we'll get our avionics on. And get an ATIS.
Kilo Papa Sierra Oscar Airport information Echo 1535 Zulu weather wind calm visibility 10 sky clear temperature 2 dew point -10 altimeter 3020 advise on initial contact that you have information Echo.
You would not have an information identifier. This is a Class G airport
Kilo
with no
Papa
tower.
Sierra Oscar Airport information Echo 1535 Zulu weather wind calm visibility 10 sky clear
What was our
temperature
temperature?
2 dew point -10 altimeter 3020 advise on initial contact that you have information Echo.
Said it one more time. Temperature 2.
Kilo Papa Sierra Oscar Airport information Echo 1535 Zulu weather wind calm visibility 10 sky clear temperature 2 dew point -10 altimeter 3020
122.7 for the Unicom here. CTAF.
Rapid Quebec turning base on runway 1.
And we can go ahead and figure out the rest of our density altitude conversion here. Get a calculator because I'm dumb. So outside air temperature is 2 degrees. We're going to subtract 15 for the international standard atmosphere temperature. So that's -13 difference. So 120 times -13 is minus 1,560. So our pressure altitude was 7,378. And it's a negative number, so we can just subtract that. It would be your pressure altitude plus whatever this number is. Since it's minus, we're just going to subtract it. So 7,378 minus 1,560. So our density altitude is 5,818. So roughly 1 nautical mile above sea level. And again, doesn't really matter, just doing it for practice. That's done. It's super easy in the flight plan today because we're just going to be direct to flight plan, delete, and then direct to, going to Kilo, I think Golf November Tango. Golf November Tango. Switch the CDI to GPS and make sure we're active there. 189 degrees is the desired track. Set the HSI. Winds are calm here, so I need to find a windsock, like a general direction. Hello, boys? Is there even one? Alright, no windsock. Seems like kind of an oversight. Since we're going south, we'll just take off runway 19.
Traffic Echo Victor Sierra. Simulate engine
I'll go
failure.
down there and do a run up. 1, 2, 0, 0. Altitude reporting. Flaps are still down from our non-existent walk around. Go ahead and taxi over there. Do a quick run up.
Traffic Rose here.
Maybe we'll do some test questions in flight. It's not a straight. It's not what 134 miles. This thing's fairly fast. It shouldn't take us too long. Ither, for anybody who doesn't know, is the owner, proprietor of the Walker Air Virtual Airlines. Good dude.
Traffic Rose here. P14.
Traffic, Kilo Oscar Victor's overhead the field at 1,500 feet, going left downwind for runway.
Ooh, getting squirrely.
Kilo Oscar Victor's overhead the field at 1,500 feet, going left downwind for runway 14.
There's no airspace between here and Grants Milan, which is where we're flying, so really I wouldn't have to talk to anybody unless I wanted flight following until we got there, and then I'd be on the CSAF frequency for the arrival airport. The other cool thing about our VA, nice liveries.
Traffic beckoning down clear 14.
Can do, bud.
Traffic Rose here.
We're getting a low fuel flow light, which I imagine is because the altitude of this airport enriched the mixture a little bit. And we'll park it here. We'll do a quick run up. Don't have a checklist. And the park-in brake, number 1. Get the fuel pumps on, and I want to switch tanks to the inboards. Flight instruments. HSI is aligned with the magnetic compass. Altimeter is set within 75 feet of field elevation. Airspeed indicator reading 0. Turn coordinator wings centered. Wings level ball centered. Vertical speed reading 0. Flight controls. Can't see the... Can I look out the back window? Oh yeah, we can. Flight controls free and correct. Flaps we already checked. We'll set those for takeoff. Fuel pumps are on. We are on the correct tanks. Fuel pressure is good. Full rich. And we'll Go to about 2,300 manifold pressure. Maybe 2,500. There we go. It's fuel injected, so we're gonna test the props. We'll do the left one first. So we're gonna cycle this 3 times real quick, just down and up, and we want to see an RPM drop, a manifold pressure increase the first 2 times, and the 3rd time we're going to be looking at oil pressure to see if that changes. So 1, does the RPM drop and the manifold pressure drop a little bit? Good, and on the 3rd time we're going to be looking down here at the oil pressure, left oil pressure. Did it change?
Sean, Echo Victor Sierra is down at clear 1-4.
It did. And number 2. And last one, watching for the oil pressure. Tiny movement. Those are good. Suction is good. Probably forgetting something. Gonna bring this back. Transponders on and altitude reporting. Flaps are set. Takeoff trim is set. Cow flaps are opened. Pretty much good to go. Good enough. I didn't do mag check. That's fine. Got the windshield heat on. See ya. Clear final. Nobody coming from that way.
Traffic, stop to the keel overhead, the escarpment 2 to the west. We'll overfly the field. Join a mid-left downwind 1-4.
Looking for 40 inches manifold pressure. That'll do. Knots. See ya. Keep the landing gear down until we're out of usable runway. Tapping the brakes to make sure the wheels stop spinning before we bring them up. Say that's probably good enough. Landing gear coming up. The light is off.
Okay, whiskey gear 5x5.
Go ahead and bring the prop RPM back to about 2,500. And there's 1,000 AGL. We'll go ahead and turn the fuel pumps off. And turn on course. Fly over a bit. So if you look down on the GPS, you've got your desired track on the left, that's 189 degrees, and then the track in the middle is what the plane is actually doing. So 192. I'm just going to sync those up. You can see there's a little bit of deflection on the HSI down there on the CDI. Again, it doesn't really matter because we're VFR. We don't have to be very precise today, just as long as we're heading in the right direction. are heading southwestbound. So anything on a heading of 180 degrees to 359 degrees is going to be an even number. Even 1,000 for IFR and an even 1,000 plus 500 for VFR traffic. So we're VFR traffic, and we're going to be 16,500. So that clears us of all the obstacle clearances here. We're above 10,000. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the oxygen on. It's not pressurized, but it does have oxygen. So the PSI came up there. Go, the further we can bring our throttle up, keep it around 40 inches of manifold pressure. Can also start leaning a little bit. The EGT spikes really fast on this airplane, which doesn't seem particularly realistic, but I don't know. We're just about on course. So let's go autopilot on. Nav mode, we'll keep this pitch. Actually, we'll bring the nose up a little bit more. Forgot our flaps. That's why we're going so slow.
Traffic Kilo Oscar Victor, joining the downwind from 114 with traffic in sight.
Hola, Keeper. How you doing, buddy?
Morning, Unicom, Foxtrot, Silver Gulf, radio check, airport advisory, please.
I guess I could complain, but, you know, it could be worse. I got my health.
Runway 14,
No coronavirus over here yet. Oh yeah, look at this. I love the chrome spinners, by the way. The chrome looks a lot better than the black.
Traffic, Victor 2 Kilo, turning final for 32, touch and go.
Well, you went on a safari? Dang, you went on a safari, didn't even tell nobody. Twice a year. How far is that for you? I mean, like, how far, where exactly are you at in South Africa? How far do you have to travel for a safari? Like, what does that entail exactly? $15,000, about 1,000 to go.
Traffic Kilo Oscar Victor's right base.
February safari is north of Johannesburg, about 7-hour drive. All right. Where's the other one?
Traffic off Charlie Hotel, departing circuit.
Around August is close. 2-hour drive west of Johannesburg. Jayburg. Here's what, when people go on safaris, do you have like the open top vehicles with the roll bars and stuff? I mean, what's to stop a freaking lion from getting in there? Why not have an enclosed vehicle? Capture that for cruise. We'll get 35 inches manifold pressure. And we'll go 23 on the RPMs.
Traffic, Skyhawk 7347, left base.
Oh, an enclosed van. The air. Ooh, aircon. Fancy boy. In level flight, get the fuel pumps on real quick. Gonna go to our outboards. T's and P's looking good. Close the cow flaps a little bit. Don't close them all the way, because if you're above 400 degrees Fahrenheit, you have to stage cool the engine so you don't have shock cooling when you start descending. Went once in a Volvo XC. Wait. Are you in your own car, or are you like driving around with a guide or something? Okay. Isn't there some, like, if you see an elephant or a rhinoceros, isn't there some danger that they could charge your car and damage it? You pay extra for insurance in that? Like, how's that work? Seems a little dangerous. Yeah, who are you talking to, bro? Well, you've managed to survive probably, I mean, to me, countless. If you're going twice a year, you guys are doing pretty well. Yeah. Links are approved. Oh, baby. Yeah, you get like a real photo. That's crazy.
Traffic, Skyhawk 7347, turning final 07.
Followed ya. Hippopotamus too? Those are dangerous. Elephants, dangerous. Water buffalo, dangerous. Lions. Do you carry any sort of weapons? Just your bare hands. Let's lean this. So what you would do if you wanted to lean your engine, this would take a lot longer in real life because there's a lag behind your exhaust gas temperature and what you're actually doing. Start to pull the mixture down. And once it peaks, we're going to go above the red line. Once it peaks, then we're going to re-rich it to about 50 degrees rich of peak. So there's the peak. So we're going to go back up. And we want it to be about 50 degrees rich of that spike. So probably about 1600. Come on, right there. There we go. Nice and tidy. That's why I always said that too. I went to like a trip in Cambodia once, and we were doing this jungle hike, and the guide had an AK-47 because there was tigers, and I mean that's kind of disconcerting. But then I'm like, I'm with 3 of my friends who are all kind of overweight, and I know that, you know, I got long legs, I can run faster than them. So my thought was, all you got to be able to do is run faster than them. But I mean, if a cat, they want to play, right? They're not just killing you because they need to eat, like your household cat. If there was a person who was faster, don't you think that they would end up chasing that person? Because it's kind of a hard, I don't know how that works. Big cats are terrifying. I mean, if it was an elephant or something, sure, yeah, you just gotta be faster than your friend. But I don't fuck around with big cats. I mean, that's true. I don't know, there's only one way to find out. You gotta put that one to the test. I get my fat friends to go on a safari with me. But that's if they're you know, attacking to eat or to kill. But I mean, like, what are the places in India called the Sundarbans, where there's something like 200 tiger attacks a year? Obviously, those cats aren't just doing it for eating. And I remember hearing a story once where a cat swam out and attacked and killed a fisherman on a boat, and then after the first one, it swam back out to attack like other ones that were on the boat. Obviously, it's not doing it to eat. Maybe more of a territory thing. I have no idea. That's why you always carry a gun. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff here. We have black bears, which aren't particularly scary unless you see them with cubs. And, you know, a handful of poisonous snakes. Did see a mother bear with her cubs once. I just grabbed a bunch of sticks and started hitting those together while I was hiking to make sure it scared them off. Yeah, but when you talk to Australians, I mean, I don't know if it's just the complacency that you get from living there. None of them seem bothered by it. I'm with you, personally. Because they have just about everything. Most of them are aquatic, though, other than the snakes and spiders. You guys both have great whites. They have saltwater crocodiles, which are really scary, particularly if you lived around a body of water where people would go swimming and stuff during the summer in the Northern Territory. And they got funnel web spiders, all sorts of, like, super deadly snakes. Yeah, that's true.
Traffic Skyline 264 Gulf overhead for left now entry 7, full stop.
This would be an awesome plane in real life to be a passenger. Look how big these freaking windows are. That is a view, boy.
Traffic Skyline 264 Gulf left downwind 7.
Also, I would imagine, my perception of South Africa is that
Traffic Skyline
probably living in Johannesburg is more dangerous than going on a safari. I've known quite a few South African people in real life, and the funny thing is, like, they all talk really glowingly about South Africa, but then on the same breath, they're talking about how dangerous Joburg is.
Traffic Skyline 264 Gulf left
It doesn't exactly make me want to visit Johannesburg. Yeah, I mean, that goes the same for anywhere, I guess. Although for some people, you know, telling them not to be stupid doesn't really do much. Random question: what plane? What was that movie with Tom Cruise where he American Made, where he was like the pilot, Barry Seal, guy who flew for the CIA running drugs? What was the airplane that he flew? Was that an Aerostar? I need to watch that movie again.
Traffic sound. Report also.
Let's see where I am at. So what I would normally do, there's nothing in between us and this airport that we're flying to. Normally I would tune in whatever the CTAF frequency for the airport that I was flying around, or nearest, in case you had to make a landing, emergency landing or something. But the nearest one is still probably about 70 miles to the southwest. Jesus. Maybe tune in then instead Denver Center, just in case we had to get some emergency assistance. I wonder if, so 121.5 is the emergency frequency. Let's see if that has any recorded messages.
Southwest 3917, connect to 135, buddy.
Nope.
Southwest 3917, connect to 135, buddy.
Southwest 3970.
And let's see what the frequencies are for the airport that we're going to. Grants, Milan, AWAS 118.3. Put that in number 2. And CTAF is 122.8.
American 712, instead of maintain Panama 200. 200, American 712.
For some reason, I've been having a hard time, like the AWAS and the ATIS isn't playing. So 118.3 is the AWAS for the airport that we're going to. It's on the active side, the used side of COM2. COM2 is now on for monitoring. Let's see if we can get that when we get closer. Make sure that radio's volume is good. What 777?
Direct MJ, 599.
Wait, do they have an update or something? I have the 777, but it's like a piece of hot garbage that I can't barely even get to work. .9. I don't have no idea what version I've got. How long ago is that? Because I know that allegedly they're working on a newer, updated version, like a V 2.0. Because I thought you might have had a different one that I didn't know about. Well, I mean, the word has been out there for over a year, so there's no set time frame. I have no idea. Curious, man. I want to fly 777 too.
Center American 2120, checking on 29 to 30.
Because I'm jealous of all those P3D boys, all like the good airplanes that they have to choose from.
Point right to the 2120.
Doing good. Our cylinder temperature is still below 400 degrees, so we will not have to do any stage cooling. It kind of sucks, I mean, with the space that you need to have, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of scenery you're using, but X-Plane takes up so much space on my hard drives, that you kind of have to pick your lane and stay in it. And also, you had you had access to the beta for FS 2020, didn't you? Making any progress on that one? What can you say? How's it treating you? Alpha. What are you at liberty to say? I mean, positive, negative impressions, or what? It's obviously got everyone's attention, but I mean, I really don't know what to expect from it. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people are projecting what they want out of a game or out of a flight sim, so I don't know how much of that is actually true versus just wish casting. Got 60 miles. What is the airport elevation? Grant Milan. 6,500 feet. Runway length 7,100 feet. We don't have too far to descend. When we get a little bit closer, we'll go down to the, let's see, 12,000, I think. It'll give us obstacle clearance over the mountains to the northeast, and then we'll descend down for, it looks like it's going to be runway 31. Oh, I gotcha.
36 Hotel Alpha, contact 133.12.
Falcon 36, Hotel Alpha.
3312.
Yeah, so what, are they shipping it with a few big planes, the 747 and the A320, right? Those are what I've seen in the videos, but obviously I don't think that those are included in the Tech Alpha.
North 36 Hotel Alpha, contact 133.12.
Falcon 36, Hotel Alpha.
3312.
Right now, I'm more interested, I think, in GA. I mean, I like flying the tubes and stuff, but for me, this is also, there's a practical application for this. I'm using it kind of to prepare for instrument stuff, but once I'm done with that, I don't know. I'm down for switching up sims. Just kind of sucks because I spent so much time and money on X-Plane. If it's good, then I'll probably check it out once I'm done with instrument stuff. Is there any word yet on a rough release date or a window?
521, connect 12875. 75, 521, bye-bye.
Then, or maybe I'll just I'll switch completely, change gears, and join the DCS guys.
Bye-bye.
Although I've never been good at combat flight simulators, and they're kind of stressful to me.
Good evening, I'm 01980, 150 coming 198.
I know, the whole UMA Discord turned into pretty much the only active shit on there anymore is DCS. So I switched the the link that I have down below. It doesn't go to our Discord anymore. It goes to if there's VA. Like I'm basically talking to myself about X-Plane in there. It seems like in general there's been a decline in interest in X-Plane. Like it's I don't know if it's because people typically stream under the FSX category for some reason, but There's hardly anyone that watches X-Plane streaming on Twitch anymore. Not that there was a huge crowd before, but it just seems like in general, interest has declined. Maybe people are waiting for FS 2020, I have no idea.
For Southwest 425, 390.
Southwest 3425, there, Roger. In traffic is 12 o'clock, about 30 miles up the direction.
Yeah, I never understood why people did that. Why not just, if you're streaming X-Plane, why... I don't get it. Because people that are, you know, browsing the channels to see what they're going to watch, obviously they know that you're flying X-Plane and not FSX, right? They should, but I mean, I guess there's different types of flight simming as well. It is a super small community. I can't understand. It's not even a lie. Is it a lie?
After Sandy Point,
And who are you confusing with that? I don't get it. I'm dumb. Should I switch and say that I'm streaming FSX or MSFS? I remember once when Dingo was still around, he's like, I'll never watch somebody who streams X-Plane and labels it as MSFS. What ifs?
Until the 553 out of 250 for flight level 340.
At this point, I think I'm mostly doing these streams. I would be doing it anyway, but I'm just doing them to put stuff up on a YouTube channel, which has been growing steadily, I think. I mean, it obviously wouldn't matter for the YouTube stuff, but if you're watching on YouTube, Spanx, love you. I'm too lazy to do all the editing and stuff for a real YouTube video, so I just stream it and then upload the stream to YouTube, so it's super easy.
3599, you're clear to DV.
Gotta remember our call sign there. How dare me? So I thought about, you know, getting into like doing actual flight videos, but man, who's gonna be tuning in to watch some dude fly a freaking arrow around? And, you know what I mean? When there's already like guys like Nico and Steve-O and all these other like, what's his name, Premier One, guys that fly freaking jets. Like, that's not gonna be interesting at all. No, I mean Nico's wings. Obviously, if you had your own YouTube channel, I'd watch it. Maybe you do. Plus, on top of that, I mean, I'm already too lazy to edit any real type of YouTube videos for flight sims. Like, why would I then take the time to edit like an actual video? I know you're keeping some sort of scam. I haven't figured out what it is yet. Very mysterious. Oh, we are getting super close. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the throttle back and get under 12,000.
Thank you.
Disengage altitude, nose down. 33. See, so we should be within range to pick up the AWAS right now. Let's put it on COM 1, 118.3. Make sure I'm not overspeeding. We're good. It's not picking it up. I don't know what's going on with that. Double check that the frequency is correct. GNT. All right, so there is. Oh, that might be why there is no AWAS or Unicom. Not AWAS or ATIS or anything. Unicom 122.8. X-Plane really inconsistent about that stuff. Some airports, all the radio frequencies are exactly the same as what's on the charts. Some don't have them, some are just straight up wrong, but all the nav frequencies are the same. I've never had a wrong nav frequency. So we're not going to get an ATIS, going to have to figure out what runway we're using. I'll check active sky, see what the weather is doing there. Kilo Golf November Tango. Winds 310 at 4 knots, so it's going to be runway 31. The cool thing about it is that when you figure it out, this is almost exactly the same as it is in real life. So flying airplanes with the, I think we've got the 430 in ours. I never had to go through like a phase where my CFI was telling me how to do shit with the Garmin, because it's so similar to what it's like in real life. Let me check the chart here. Standard pattern, left traffic, runway 31. So we're gonna fly overhead the field, do a right teardrop to enter the left downwind for runway 31. Airport elevation 6,500. We're gonna say TPA would be 1,500 for us because we're a little bit faster. So about 8,000 feet. Traffic pattern altitude. Normally it's 1,000 above AGL for light aircraft. Bring the RPMs up back to 2,500. 1,000 AGL for light aircraft, and then usually 1,500 to 2,000 for turboprops and stuff like that. That's good. That's what I'm. You know, this is partly practice for me. When I started taking the practice exams for the instrument knowledge test, most of the instrument stuff wasn't that hard. It was just that, like, I forgot most of the regulations and shit that I had to learn for private pilots, so I was screwing up those questions. Those are included as well on your instrument test.
Alaska 291, Hotel Papa, cross 25 right, ground.
Good refresher there.
Hotel Papa, cross 25 right, ground, Alaska.
There, is that it? No. I think that's it over there. Should stop to 12,500. We'll go to 10,500.
Well, she can drop a golf. Ground now is going to be on 21.4. Good call.
20 miles. Seatbelts. Get our recognition lights. Are going to be this runway heading.
Change your runway 25 right. Runway 25 right, turn to land wind 240 at 14. Alright, 25 right, turn to land.
RNAV 31, approach course 312 degrees. $500 to go. Altimeter also 3023.
At 1960, like start technical full. Full 19 at 1960.
Go and switch these back to the inboards. We'll leave the fuel pumps on. One less thing to do on the checklist. So now this is about 4,000 AGL, 10,500. I think is the airport over here, somewhere. Double check landing gear extension speed 156. So at 10 miles, you'd start making your traffic calls. For us, it'd be Navajo, we're going to go to Grants Milan traffic, Navajo 117 Whiskey Alpha, 12.3 to the northeast. Gonna overfly the field, right teardrop entry for left downwind, runway 31 will be full stop, Grants Milan traffic. Yeah, bitches.
American 459 Romeo, short of runway 25 right. Short of 25 right, Alpha, American 459 Romeo.
Alright, that is the runway. Go ahead and take the autopilot off. Earphone users, beware. Or are you reading what? It's just a traffic call I would make in real life. So now that we got the autopilot off, what I'm going to do is we're going to switch the CDI to VLOOK. We're not doing an approach, but I'm going to set the CDI on the HSI to the runway heading, so we can use that as kind of a reference for our pattern. So 312 degrees is runway heading. We are going to start descending down. We're going to overfly 500 feet above the traffic pattern altitude when you cross overhead the field. It's going to be 8,500 for us. Double check that is the field. We're going to go midfield. I gotta get a greaser on this one too. I gotta get my landing rate down below. Where am I at? 110 or something? I'm kind of using that hangar right there as an aiming point.
Very line of Millennium Railco 6000.
Get the props full fine. Bring the fuel mixture up.
Alright, 632, let's start full length.
Full length, United 32.
And there's 8,500. So what we're going to do, we're going to fly overhead the field, and then we're going to do a right 270 degree turn to go join the left downwind for runway 31. The airport is basically just off the nose there. Make another traffic call. Grants Milan traffic, Navajo 117 Whiskey Alpha flying over overhead midfield, right teardrop entry for left downwind runway 31. Full stop. Grants Milan traffic.
69, you can taxi straight in, Charlie to the gate with me.
Try to keep our speed up here. Should be crossing overhead the field.
5 Romeo, just confirm with Spirit rolling out that we're still parallel.
It's kind of parallel to that road, so I want to go out far enough that when I turn back in, we're not going to be basically doing an emergency descent.
Romeo, cross the right.
Alright, that should be good. We'll start descending back down to traffic pattern altitude. So for us, it's going to be about 8,000 feet.
Car sketch 1955, 5 miles altitude, 5 miles.
2965, airway 240 at 14,
5 left, 1 land, sketch 1955.
Now we're on the 45 back inbound for the left downwind. So I'd make another traffic call here. And then we're on the 45 for the left downwind, making this a clearing turn to looking for traffic here. So there's the airport right off the nose. Here's the 45. We're straight inbound. And there's 8,000 feet. So now we'll turn left downwind. Another traffic call. We're established on the left downwind for runway 31, and we'll be full stop. And basically, we are abeam the numbers. Go ahead and go gear down. Tursanaki, thanks for the follow, and flaps, first position. The airport right under our left wing there. Keep descending. So about 45 degrees behind us. Go ahead and start base. Grants Milan traffic, Navajo 117 Whiskey Alpha, left base, runway 31, full stop. Grants Milan traffic, keeping the speed up. This thing turns fairly slowly, so the base is going to roll straight into the final. And your final call, Grants Milan traffic, Navajo 117 Whiskey Alpha, short final, runway 31, full stop. Kind of overshot that one. That's alright, we'll Jerry Wagner this one.
Right, United 632.
I'll get the flaps up so that all the weight is on the main gear. Not really. 7,000 feet of runway. All you gotta do is land within the first third. I'll take it. This is the Coronado Navajo, PA-31. Get it off the numbers, past the hold short here, and I'll go external view for you. Lean that a little bit for taxi.
Confirm full length Mahalo 260. Yes, sir. FedEx 323 heavily repaired. You copy
Get
your
those
landing.
guys off. Fuel pumps can come off. Get the ground vent fan on. We're leaned. Transponder standby. Flaps are up. Reset the trim. Which way is the ramp?
Full length for United 1780. United 632, RNAV Doctor, wind 24015.
A little bit. I think the King Air looks a lot
Doctor,
cooler.
clear for takeoff 25 right, sky 632.
I like the cockpit of this a lot, though.
Weight of 6, caution, wing
More than the King Air. I like all the steam gauges and stuff.
Right, line of point, mile, weight 6.
Oh yeah, that's one of the cool things about the airfoil King Air 350. Is that so people are complaining like, why don't we have a G1000 or an Avidyne or a 750? I'm like, guys, old school's where it's at.
Mahalo, weight of 6, caution, wing turbulence, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
No, it's super. I mean, especially in instrument conditions and stuff, it's super easy with that flight director and synthetic vision and everything. Nothing wrong with it. I like flying the TVM because it's a good airplane, but I'm not really sure where I can park. We have to turn around, do a little U-turn there. Sure, I can clear that fence. We'll just park it here.
25 right, line up buoys. The caravan will turn southbound at the beach.
Okay, line up and wait 25 right, United 1718.
I mean, doing an instrument approach with a CDI without a flight director, where it's advisory only, right? It's not like a one-to-one thing. It doesn't show you what inputs to make. That's a lot harder to do than flying with a flight director. Even this has a flight director. Turn it off.
LA Tower. I do not have an estimate.
Avionics off. Guess you'd wait for the cylinder head temperature to come down, but it's a Coronado plane, so no big deal. See ya. Send the boss our flight report and we'll watch a replay. See what might... Ooh, okay. Minus 65 FPM, not bad. Pyrep filed. Replay mode. Yeah, the sounds are actually pretty good. Fabio, welcome, my friend. This is a Jerry Wagner approach. Will do, man. Yeah, I'm the same way. I kind of prefer flying GA than tubes and stuff. Definitely had worse. One more, get that window view.
Got 2955, cross 25 right at Golf, ground point 75.
25 right, crossing Golf, 29.75.
Air on loss is 514, cross 25 right, ground point 75.
Cross 25 right, ground, 121, 75, that's 114. Solid look like the Steiner, looks Lima. Clear to us up 825 for Brad,
That's the other good thing about landing GA planes. I mean, it's a little bit easier to get to under 100 FPM with these guys than it is the big ones. Now you can definitely see when you look out the window, when you get the flare or your round out or whatever, you can really judge how far you floated. But there was 7,000 feet here. I wasn't going to use all that anyway. Because I definitely had worse landings. Considering that we weren't really stable until we were short final there. Alright, boys, I'm going to go get some lunch. I'll let go to shutdown. If you're interested in joining the VA, there's a link down below. Walker here. I'm going to have to update the URL. I think that goes to the crew page and not the home page. But that's where these liveries are from. Thanks to Ither for putting all that together. Good job, buddy. Keeper, it was a pleasure, my friend. Tursanaki, if I'm pronouncing that correct. Thanks for the follow, man. It's good to meet you, and I'll definitely hop by in a stream. I'm actually going to go ahead and give you a follow here. Go and get some notification next time. Yeah, cheers. Be back tomorrow. What is today? Wednesday. Tomorrow something? Maybe helicopters. Don't know. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you later. We love ya. Mean it. Bye.